Hello everyone, my name is Blake Pulley and I'm the host of the Word Vomit, a video podcast, and we're so excited today because it's our first episode and we've been waiting to finally shoot this first video. So today we'll be talking about one of the largest social phenomenons in the world. With over 500 million registered users all over the world, Twitter. Twitter has even become a verb. You will hear people say, tweet that, and we automatically know what they are talking about. We no longer have to talk face to face because we can go on our phones, click a little app with a bird on it, and we can tell people where we are, what we're doing, when we'll be doing it. And today I'm bringing on a guest. Her name is Kirstie Pratt. This is a girl who has used Twitter as a lifestyle. It is no longer just a way where she can tell someone, oh, I am here, or oh, I am there. This is something that she uses as a lifestyle. She uses it constantly, and it's become a large part of her life. So, Kirstie, I remember my first few conversations with you. We met earlier this year, and the first few conversations we had, she mentioned Twitter, and I was so confused because I was like, Kirstie, people still use Twitter? And she's like, she looked at me like I was crazy, and she's like, all of my friends have Twitter. And I was like, okay, like she got mad. And I was like, so I don't use Twitter anymore personally. But she's like, well, I have to use Twitter. It's one of the things that I just need. And then the next week, she was telling us about a friend that was going to come visit her. And she said, I tweeted her to come visit, but she hasn't tweeted me back, so I don't know if she's coming. And we were like, why didn't you just text her or call her? And she was like, are you serious? Like, she was kind of like, why would I do that? She was just like, oh, whatever. So I guess her friend's not coming because she never tweeted her back, and that's the only way she knows how to communicate. So, Kirstie, tell us about this Twitter craze. What constantly brings you to your cell phone, and what makes you want to click that little Twitter app every single time?
I mean, I guess it's just I get bored, or not even bored. I'm just probably trying to procrastinate, pretend I'm bored. But I'll just go on and I can see what people are doing or what they're thinking, and it'll like spark something that I think, and I can get my opinions out and just learn about more about other people and just read what they have to say.
So, do you think that Twitter has helped us or hurt us? Because we hear a lot of people in the news all the time who were hurt by Twitter or hurt themselves from things that were said on Twitter. How do you think that?
Well, it's definitely hurt us because you can say whatever you want, so you can say hurtful things to people, you can get out your emotions about things. But it's also helped us in the same way because you can say things that you might not be able to say in person, that you can feel freely to say over the internet.
Right. So, do you know a lot of people who have said things on Twitter that you know they would have never said in person?
Oh, all the time. I know people that'll get in Twitter fights all the time and just not really would go up to the person in person and say it to their face, but they'll say it to them over Twitter because they can hide behind the, I guess not a computer screen anymore because basically everyone uses it on their iPhone,
Right.
but they can hide behind their phone and say whatever they want.
So, in 10 years, do you think that we will still be using Twitter the same way it's used today?
I think just like how we evolved from Facebook to Twitter, there might be something new because Twitter did come out maybe probably 10 years ago, but it's not getting popular until the last couple years. So maybe it will keep going, but maybe something new will come out and then we'll keep
Right.
using that. But I know social media will probably always be here to stay.
Right. So, communication has been something that students and even adults, it's something that they really need in order to be in the workforce today. It's something that people have really made sure that people will be able to effectively communicate because otherwise they can't work with other people. So people have been trying to make sure students can write well, make sure that they know their English, make sure they can communicate. Do you think that Twitter has made it so that we don't communicate face to face as well anymore because we're not used to doing it. It's not we don't have to do it as often.
Yeah, I think it has created that problem in the fact that we don't have to go up and tell someone face to face like what we're doing or if they want to meet up or something about them or anything. It probably hasn't helped our writing skills either because you only have 140 characters, so you misspell those words so that you can get them all in there. But it's probably sparked creativity because you always want to have the most creative tweets so that people will retweet them and you'll become Twitter famous. But um, so it has gotten rid of the face-to-face communication, but I think it's brought up a whole new world of communication that people are studying today.
Right. So Twitter offers two kinds of pages that you can have, two kinds of profiles. You can have a public profile and you can have a private profile. Private meaning that when you want to follow someone, meaning you want to see everything that they're tweeting, you have to request them. So, do you think that it's important to keep your tweets private? Do you think that it depends on what you're using your Twitter for? Do you?
Well, if you're going to tweet a lot of reckless stuff and just say what you feel and use a bunch of cuss words and just inappropriate things and you don't want adults to see it or your future job employers to see it, which they probably will anyways, then you should have it on private just so that you're not getting in trouble.
Right.
But if you're just using it to get out your thoughts and your words and you're just tweeting some friends, then I don't think that it's a problem for having it on public. I have mine on public because I'm not going to go and bash a bunch of people so
Right.
that they see it, but that's just
And
me.
right, and we're both students, so we understand that you have to definitely be careful about what you're saying on any social media site.
Exactly, because schools have a lot of Twitters. Like colleges have Twitters about everything. High schools have Twitters about everything. I actually ran my high school account, and there was a lot of different Twitter accounts in our high school, like our county. Each high school had their own, and every other high school Twitter would smack talk every other team and use inappropriate words. And I made sure that our Twitter was the one that would say nice, polite things, congratulate everyone, no matter what teams we were playing. So I think that you have to be really careful because there's professionals that will see it from professional companies, and you just have to make sure that you keep it clean.
Yeah, it's definitely important that especially as students and even as adults, anyone that's planning on working, you have to be careful about what you say on any social media site because it is definitely something that we've seen it hurt a lot of people. So we're going to start our let it out portion of the show, and this is a portion where we have to spill. So there are no secrets, and this is our question for you. Have you ever posted something on Twitter that about 10 minutes later you thought to yourself and you said, I should not have posted that? Everyone's going to be able to see that. It's going to be there forever, and I really just made a mistake.
Um, I definitely have. It hasn't been anything like really bad, but I maybe like would have been mad at someone and responded to their tweet in a mean way and been like, oh, probably shouldn't have done that, or even put like a song lyric and like, oh, people might not know that's a song, so they might think I'm actually meaning that in a different way.
Yeah.
So in those kind of ways, I've definitely regretted things that I tweeted. Even retweets, like if I think something funny and then I retweet, I'm like, oh, people might actually think I think that way. So there's been those, but nothing completely terrible. But if I do, there's sometimes if I tweet something and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that, I'll go and delete it. Even if people have seen it, I'll still delete it for like future people that won't see it.
Right. And I know people that have posted some disturbing, ignorant, so many different things, and I just think to myself, are they serious?
I think I just remembered of a perfect situation. I was trying to be funny, and I was commenting on the basketball player that snapped his leg.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what his name was, but he snapped his leg during the game, and I was trying to be funny, and I go, "Oh, congratulations!" I think his name was Kevin, maybe I don't know. I was like, "Congratulations, Kevin! You're Twitter famous now because everyone was tweeting about him on Twitter." And there was one kid that got so mad at me because he was like, he was already Twitter famous. You're making fun of him for hurting himself. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, calm down. Like, I was not meaning it that way. And so I just deleted everything. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth.
And then that really goes back to us being effective communicators, because when we write things online, we don't understand how they're being said. We can't see each other's emotions. We just don't understand how things are being said, and messages get read completely wrong. So if you were in person, I'm sure that would have never happened, because he doesn't understand that you're joking. So that kind of goes back to, how we have to be effective communicators, and we have to be able to understand how to read messages, how to make sure our messages are being delivered appropriately, and it's really just important for us to understand. So Kirstie, what is we're students, and what is your message to your peers? What is your message to other teens that are using Twitter? They're using it, everyone's using it for different reasons. Some people are using it to get jobs, some people are using it for fun, some people are using it for both. But what is your message to make sure that people use it safely, and to make sure that people are really smart about it?
I mean, use it for fun. It's your Twitter. You can say whatever you want. That's the meaning of it. But just don't be considerate, I guess. Don't be rude to people over it just because they have different opinions than you do. And just realize that when you put something on the internet, it's there forever. Even if you delete it, there's sometimes some ways people can go back and get it. Or they could have screenshotted it on their cell phones or on their computers when you still had it up and saved it, and they can use that against you. So just be considerate is the main thing. Even if someone doesn't believe the same thing as you don't need to be rude about it. You don't need to comment on it. Just leave it be. But definitely use it for fun because it's your Twitter. You get to say what you want. So that's the best way to use it, is the way you want to.